I wanted to spread a little message to all the elderly people out there, to all you parents out there, to all the people who, I guess, have kids, which makes them parents or whatever, right? Elderly people, let's call them that. Sometimes when the younger people tell you something, I'm going to call them younger people because they need not necessarily be your kids or whatever, right? They could be your siblings, just people you randomly meet. Sometimes when they say stuff, sometimes not sometimes when whatever they say kind of goes against what you believe in, it's natural to feel a bit triggered by it. It's natural to feel like, nah, you need to defend yourself. Like, no, the way you live, the way you brought up, the way you did things, it's right. What these people who are young, they have no clue about the world. They have no clue about the challenges that's gonna go on in the world as they grow up and stuff. But the truth is, I want to mention one thing: there is no right or wrong way to live life. I think I take that back. There's actually a wrong way to live life, but the kind of path that you choose in life, I don't necessarily think that there is a wrong way to achieve success, if that makes sense. Now, success can be different for some people. Now, for all you elderly people, I'm sure the way you determine success for younger people, it could be your kids, whatever, you probably think the typical average life of growing up, finish school, finish college, get a job, get married, that is probably what you want and what you would determine as a successful person. Now, in my case, that is just being average. And when I say that, I feel like most of these elderly people will probably get triggered in some way. But the truth is, I'm not here to say that that life is bad, but I know that there can be a better life. And sometimes when these younger people tell you, okay, let me do this, let me do that, perhaps if you do this, you could actually achieve something better. So if you do something outside what you're comfortable doing and what you know that you're doing, sometimes that risk could actually end up benefiting you, and you don't have to be scared of it. I hope you understand what I mean. And this doesn't just apply to, getting a job or, starting a business, literally anything in life. When it comes to the food that you eat, when it comes to your workout, when it comes to, I'm in a car right now, when it comes to driving, literally anything. I'm not saying that the kids or the younger people are bad, what they're saying is right. But what you gotta understand is they might not be wrong, and sometimes you have to give them a chance to be right. And honestly, they might not be in the age space to kind of prove themselves right. But what they're saying, honestly, most times, it has some value. It doesn't, just because you're elder than them and you've seen more of life than they have, does not make you feel, it should not make you feel like you know everything and you know that the only way about life is this way. There are many other ways to life, and sometimes you gotta let those people just go their own way. You gotta support them, you gotta guide them, but you should not shut them off when they try to come up with something that is outside what you're used to hearing. I've noticed this many times. um, Whether I speak to people I know or not, they get immediately a sense of like something kind of triggers anger in them when you say something that's against what they know to do, and they immediately try to think in their own head that what I'm saying is a case of, oh, I know that I am right, you guys are wrong. It's not even like I never even brought that up. I never even said I'm right. I literally said this is a better way to do it. That's all I'm suggesting. This is probably gonna work. That's all I'm suggesting. And I never told you that what you're doing is wrong. I never told you that I know everything and you know nothing. When you tell people that, they immediately get triggered and they're like, oh, you think you know everything? It's like I never even mentioned that, and yet they bring that up for some reason because I understand it. I mean, for example, I've been training for a while now in the gym, and if someone came to me and told me that, look, if you did things a completely different way compared to what I've done or what I believe in, if they said that, you could eat KFC all day, eat trash all day, freaking go and lift 2 times a week, you could probably still make a lot more gains than you have. I would feel like, what the heck, that doesn't make any sense, right? I would, but, and that's natural. But sometimes when people younger than you, when they say stuff like this, you got to give it a chance for it to, you ought to give them a chance to kind of prove what they're saying is right. You should not shut them off. You guide them, you tell them, okay, you know what, this idea is great, but you should do it in this way, that way, whatever. But don't shut them off and tell, nah, this path that you've chosen is wrong. You do what I want you to do. Because like a lot of parents nowadays, I hear they're like, oh, kids nowadays, they know what they're doing, we shouldn't control them. Yet you're controlling them. Yet you're controlling them. What subject do I get to choose? Nah, you don't get to do what you want. You do this instead. You want to go to this college? Nah, you go to this one instead. You want to do sports? Screw that. Study instead. That's all. Your studies are priority, right? What if your kid had the chance to go and freaking become a professional football player? Yeah, the chances are much rarer, or the chances are a lot lesser, but you gotta take the chances if you want any shot at, going past the average block hole. So, all I'm saying is don't shut them off when they say something that sounds new to you. Give it a chance for it to succeed. Give it a chance for it to work, and who knows? They might actually save your entire freaking family and bloodline from living the same exact life every single day over and over again. A life that you probably wish was a bit better. They could save it, you just have to give it a chance. Yeah, I said all I need to say. I've said all that I needed to say.